So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts NARUTO Shippuden GAARA. So let's get into it right away and start off with the box. So we do get a basic style box for the SH Figuarts Naruto line. We do get the window right there on the front of the box. On the left side, we do get a very cool image of the figure. On the right side says SH Figuarts, and I believe in Japanese that does say GAARA. On the bottom says warning blah 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 Naruto, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. And then here is the bottom of the box, looking pretty cool, not too much going on there. And then here is the top of the box, and then the one side of it, and then the other side with an image of the figure in a cool like sandy background. And then the back of it does show a few poses you can get the figure into along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure up and take a closer look at the guy who used to be a complete psychopath and then turned into a good guy. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and I think Tamashii Nations really did an outstanding job with this GAARA. I just wanted to show you what he looked like with his gourd on, so I'm going to take this off for now. But they really executed this figure very well. I love the paint and the sculpt and the hair, and the face looks great too. We have his little tattoo or symbol, whatever it is. I don't know if it's a tattoo or not, but they did a great job with that on his face. The eyes look great. The darker black paint around the eyes look great. Same for the green with the pupils. Nice sculpt on the face. It looks like GAARA. It looks like they took him out of the anime, but my favorite part about the head sculpt is definitely the hair. I really dig the color of the hair. It looks just like his, and I love the shading throughout the hair. That looks great, and I love the sculpt of the hair as well. So they did a very nice job sculpting and painting it. I like how the shading just fades. Very good job throughout the head sculpt there. And then the neck, you do see a little bit of his clothing right there, and we have like a silver button sculpted and painted, so I do like that they did that. You could also see his skin tone, and it does match the color of his face, so good job with that. Now the torso here, I always loved the way GAARA's attire looked after the time skip. I love the, like this, I don't know if it's like an armor, but whatever it is, it looks dope. The gray part, I like how they painted the black line and the sculpted line going down the middle. I love how they painted the buckles on the straps right there, or the belts. Very nice work with that. And then we have the loop sculpted on there, you could tell. I mean, they did a good job with it. It looks like the belt's going through the loops, and it looks pretty cool. And where the gray meets the maroon, pretty clean paintwork. I don't really see any paint mess ups or anything. There's minor paint shading here and there on the figure, but not too much. I would have liked a little bit more because I'm a fan of paint shading. Some people don't really care about paint shading, but for me personally, I do like paint shading. But very good job on the gray piece here, and nice sculpt. We do get a few sculpted wrinkles under the arms. There is a little bit of paint shading under the arms. There's some paint shading by the shoulders, the elbows, and the wrists on his sleeve. But I really love the way the gray piece looks. And then it wraps over to his back here. And looks just as good. They did paint the black line and the sculpted line going down the middle of his back, so I do like that they did that. And then we get the continuation of his straps and stuff and the loops. And we do have a peg hole for his gourd. So very good job throughout the torso, and then the arms look good too. We get some nice sculpted wrinkles here and there throughout the arms, not too many. And like I said, we have minor like blackish paint shading around the shoulder, around the elbows, and then around the wrists throughout the sleeve there. Not really a big fan of how the elbow joints are, but that's how most Naruto figures are. And the shoulder joints are really tight, so be careful with your figure. Then the lower part here, this is what I really like, how they made this piece look like it's blowing in the wind. I think that looks dope, and it is a very soft, rubbery type plastic, so it really does not hinder leg articulation practically at all. We got a few more straps down here, like right under the waist, continues to the back. Paint's pretty clean on it. The gray is overlapping onto the maroon a little bit on this side. We do get a few sculpted wrinkles here and there as well. And then we get some more sculpted wrinkles up around here, so pretty cool looking. There's these parts, and then the back pieces. As you can see, it is 4 separate pieces, so it really doesn't get in the way of the leg articulation. Now for the legs here, I think the pants look dope. A little bit of paint shading would have been nice. We get a couple straps around the mid-thigh there, which is like a lighter gray, and then the rest of his pants is a nice dark gray. Then we do get another strap on the right side on his lower leg there. And the knee joints look good. One issue though, like with the Kakashi figure, when you bend it, sometimes they pop off and you gotta pop them back in, so I think I'm gonna super glue mine because that does get a bit irritating. And then there's the back of them. Pretty good sculpt, really nothing too crazy, no like sculpted wrinkles too much, you know. And the lower legs look good. And then we do get his ninja sandals. And they look alright. The toes look okay. The paint isn't really the best on them. But, I mean, they did an alright job with them. And we do get some sculpted treads on the bottom, which look pretty damn cool. But overall, I think they did a pretty damn good job with this Gaara, and I'm definitely satisfied with it. Could it have been a tiny bit better? Maybe, but it's still the best you're going to get a 6-inch scale Gaara figure to be, and I am extremely happy with it. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a bunch of really cool stuff included with Gaara of the Sand. So we only get 6 interchangeable hands, which is a bit disappointing. So we do get a pair of fists, which come on the figure's arms out of the packaging, because the crossed arms do come on the figure out of the packaging, just like with the Scouter Vegeta. But very nice sculpt all throughout these. There's no paint work or paint shading or anything like that, but the sculpt of the fists look pretty good, and all the hands are very simple to interchange, and that is always a big plus there. So we do get a pair of fists, and then we do get a pair of like martial arts stance hands or sand conjuring hands. These are definitely my favorite out of all the hands we get, but very nice sculpt all throughout these. You can even see the fingernail sculpted on there and everything. So very good job with these sand conjuring hands. And then last, randomly, we get a pair of karate chippity chop chop hands. I don't know why they gave us these. I mean, they look alright. The top of the hand looks good, but bottom of the hand, the thumb just really looks weird. It's so tiny and looks really unnatural. I mean, I don't know why they gave us the karate chop hands. Like, why didn't you guys give us jutsu hands? Or I would have loved if they gave us like some open palm blasting type hands for Gaara, you know what I mean? But I don't get why they gave us the karate chop hands instead of the jutsu hands, because every figure from the Naruto line should be included with some jutsu hands. So we do get those 6 interchangeable hands, and then we also get a set of crossed arms. And I love that they included this with Gaara, because just like with Vegeta, Gaara always has his arms crossed most of the time. But beautiful sculpt all throughout the sleeves. I love the sculpted wrinkles. We do get some paint shading up around the shoulders. That looks good. And the paint and sculpt for the hands look decent. And there's the bottom of them. Not too bad looking. And the way you get these on, you actually disconnect them. When I took these off the figure out of the packaging, I thought it unglued, and I was like, damn, I gotta super glue it. But I looked on the directions, and they're supposed to pop off. So what you do is just very simple. You pop his arms off, pop one arm on, like so, then pop the other arm off, and then put this one under it, and then just connect them. And then there you go, as simple as that. So it's very simple. This is probably the easiest cross arms to interchange with any SH Figuarts figures that we have ever gotten before. So we do get the crossed arms, and then we also get 3 interchangeable faces. So we do get this one on the left that comes on the figure out of the packaging that we did take a look at before, and this is the basic type looking face for Gaara, and they did an excellent job with the paint and sculpt. Very well done on this face here. And this is probably my favorite out of all 3 of them. So we do get the basic looking face, and then we get another basic looking face, but this one has like the little crack on his cheek, and I believe that's what this face is trying to replicate, is when Gaara uses the sand as like a shield and armor, and then it breaks off, and then his real self comes out of it. I think that's what this face is supposed to be. But very nice sculpt and paint on this one as well. And then finally, we get the angry teeth gritted face, which you never want to make Gaara angry, because he used to be a crazy psychopath. But very nice paint and sculpt all throughout this face as well. The paint's nice and clean around the eyes and the tattoo and everything, and on the teeth. Very good job on all 3 interchangeable faces. And the way you interchange them, pretty basic for SH Figuarts. Just pull the front of his hair off, and then put the face on. Just line up the pegs properly. Peg that in like so, then put the hairpiece back on, and then there you go, as simple as that. So we do get those 3 interchangeable faces, and then we also get Gaara's gourd, and this is one of my favorite accessories included with this figure. Tamashii Nations executed this perfectly. They did a great job with the paint and the sculpt. I love the subtle paint shading around the middle here, and then we do get some at the top, and then we do get some at the bottom. I love the way the paint shading looks on this. And then we do get these symbols here that look like M's and W's. I have no idea what they mean. I forgot, or they never mentioned it in the anime, but very clean paintwork on them on both sides. So great job with that. And then the cracks here, they are sculpted, and then the paint on them, nice clean paintwork, so that's a big plus. Then we do get this grayish wrapping going around the middle of it. And the paint's pretty clean on it. This piece is sticking out because it does rest up on his back. And then the top here, we have like the cork. And you can actually take it off. And I love that little added feature that they put on Gaara's gourd. When you want to put it back in, you just peg it right back in there, as simple as that. So really cool accessory that they gave with Gaara, even though you can't include a Gaara figure without this gourd. And we do have a peg right there, which pegs into the back of Gaara here. Just peg that in, then line up the gray piece on his back there. And then there you go. As simple as that to get it on there. And it just looks so dope on the figure. And it really doesn't make him too back heavy. I mean, it does a tiny bit, but this gourd is hollow and it's such light plastic, so it doesn't make him too back heavy. So that really is not an issue. So we do get that. And then we finally get his sand hand or sand claw. I forgot what it's called, but it's supposed to like replicate the hand of the beast that's inside of him, since he's a Chinchuriki, but he's not anymore. But this accessory is definitely my favorite. Beautiful job with the paint and sculpt on this. I mean, it looks like sand. This piece is articulated. Does it pivot? It doesn't really pivot. I think it just swivels. But be careful, because I had a little paint rub and paint came off of mine. So be careful not to really rub it up. You see more of it came off there. So you got to watch out for that. But beautiful paintwork all throughout this. We do get that very light brown, and we get a little bit of a darker brown as shading. And it just blends in beautifully on this. And the sculpt looks great on it. And it looks like sand. And then the ends are supposed to look black for the claws. And I like how it kind of like fades out into the brown. Really great job with that. I love the way the inside of it looks, how there's cracks in the sand and everything. That looks so dope. Really digging this accessory. Such a cool accessory to add with Gaara. I do wish they gave us a few more like little sand pieces, like maybe something like that would have looked cool or something, you know. This is definitely the best accessory with Gaara, and they give us most of a stand. They just didn't give us the clamp. Like, come on, Tamashii Nations, you really couldn't just throw in a clamp with it? It's so damn cheap. But we do have a peg insert right there, and you just peg the hand right into the stand like that. So very simple to get it on there, and you can articulate it. The stand is articulated, of course. If you have stands, then you know how the articulation works. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Gaara. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of the ex-psychopath. To the top of his head, it looks like he stands a little bit over 5.5 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, Battle Version Sasuke, Rock Lee, and Kakashi. And how awesome do all these look lined up together? And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Minato, Itachi, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and the Articulated Icons Deluxe Ninja. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Punisher. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, we do get 2 joints at the neck. So the upper neck joint, Gaara only looks up about that much because it does get hindered by his hair, and then goes down about that much. So not the best forward and back movement at the upper neck joint, but we do get very nice pivot there. And then it also swivels. The lower neck joint, we get some pretty good forward and back movement at that lower neck joint. So with both joints, Gaara looks down decently, and then same with looking up. Then we do get some pivot at the lower neck, and then it also swivels. So pretty good movement at both the neck joints. Now for the torso here, we do get a point of articulation around the abdomen there, and this is where the articulation is not the best. So you only get a tiny bit of forward and back movement at the torso. Very minimal pivot, and then really doesn't swivel that much at the torso. The waist, very minimal forward and back movement. So with both joints, you're only going to get Gaara to crunch forward about that much, which is pretty bad. And then going back, he really does not go back at all, so that's pretty bad too. We do get a little bit of pivot there, and then it swivels much better at the waist. So really not good articulation at the torso and the waist there. Now for the arms, we do have like a butterfly type joint in there, but it really doesn't move out that far at all. It's kind of disappointing, because you can't really get his arms to crisscross, and he does a lot of like techniques where he crisscrosses his arms. So I do wish that butterfly type joint really brought his arms out a little more forward. And we do have a nice joint right here in the shoulder, and you get a very nice circular motion out of the arms. So I do like that point of articulation, and the arms go out to the sides a little more than 90 degrees. They do go up and down. No bicep swivel, so you will have to use it at the shoulder joint, and that joint is pretty damn tight. I would have preferred a real bicep swivel though on this figure. We have double jointed elbows that bend in pretty much all the way, so that's good. Then we do have a ball hinge at the wrist, so it does swivel, and then hinges back and forth. Now for, that's another thing, these arms can pop off pretty easily. Come on, you damn arm. The hell is my joint stuck? Seemed like it was. Come on, you bastard. Damn ye. Jeez. I won't go back a certain amount going the other way, so it got a little stuck there. Now for the legs here, we do have the newer articulation, as you can see at the legs, and Gaara can kick forward about 90 degrees, so that's good. Goes to the back a little more than 45 degrees, then kicks out to the side a little less than 90 degrees. One issue I do have with this figure that irritates the hell out of me is when you try to bring his legs out a little bit, they just spring back into place, and I can't stand that. I thought Tamashii Nations fixed that, but here it is, back again. I mean, once you hit a certain point, it stops, but still, that is so annoying. It does that with both legs. It's like a damn spring. So that is probably my biggest issue with this figure. We do have a very nice upper thigh swivel. We have double jointed knees that bend back all the way, so great knee movement there. And for the ankles, they do swivel. They hinge up just a tiny bit. They hinge down a little bit better. And then we do get some very nice pivot at the ankle there. And then we do have a decent toe hinge. So overall, we do get some nice movement with this Gaara. Some points definitely are not good as others. Then we have that stupid spring issue with the legs, which irritates me a lot. But overall, you're going to be able to get them in some pretty good Gaara type poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts NARUTO Shippuden GAARA. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it an 8.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I had mine imported from Japan, and it is more expensive over there since it is an exclusive, but this will be available for pre-order on Agelessgeeks.com. It either is now or it will be in a couple of days, and don't forget to enter in codename Daredevil, and you will get yourself a 5% off discount. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell icon. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway, because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Daredevil 19 here. So we do get a basic style box for the SH Figuarts Naruto line. We do get the word art there. And this is warning, blah 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 blah, Naruto, Barto. On the right says SH Figuarts, and I believe in Japanese that says, I almost said Naruto. Oh, damn it. On the bottom says warning, blah 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 blah, Naruto. Damn it, almost said banana. What? Let's get this figure, but take a closer look at the guy who used to be a complete sicko. Ah, damn it. On the bottom says warning, blah 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 blah, Naruto, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. So we do get a pair of fists, of course, which come on the... Oh, damn ye. Oh, man, my mustache keeps tickling my damn nose and messing me up. Damn mustache. So we got a bunch of really cool stuff included with Gaara of the Sand. Now we own... Damn it! Super Saiyan Vegeta and the... Rock Lee and Kakashi. And these look all... What?
Damn you, Rock Leroy.